rules in favor of all disqualified presidential aspirants. Hello, good evening. You're live on GBC24 and GTV. This is News Hour. My name is Shirley Annan.
And my name is Evans Achampon.
Now straight to our first story. The Supreme Court has ordered the Electoral Commission to allow all the presidential aspirants to correct the mistakes on their nomination forms. The court has therefore extended the nomination period to tomorrow, that is Tuesday, November 8, 2016.
The judges also ordered a stay of the hearing of all lawsuits challenging the EC's decision to disqualify the various presidential aspirants.
Security was beefed up ahead of the ruling at the Supreme Court early this morning. This follows the move by EC urging the Apex Court to quash the ruling of the High Court to overturn the disqualification of the Progressive People's Party's PPP flag bearer, Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum, from the December 7 presidential election. The commission had asked the Apex Court to review the lower court's judgment and hopefully bring closure to the 5 other lawsuits contesting the disqualification of other presidential aspirants. The EC rejected Dr. Ndum's nomination, claiming the number of subscribers to his forms did not meet the requirements of Regulation 7(2)(b) of CI 94, the law regulating the conduct of the 2016 elections. The commission said one of Dr. Ndum's subscribers endorsed the form with different signatures in both portions of the nomination form, raising questions as to the legitimacy of one or both signatures. But lawyers of the PPP argued that the EC did not give them the opportunity to correct the errors on the nomination forms. The court, presided over by Justice Eric Chebafo, subsequently ordered the commission to give the PPP the chance to correct the anomalies on the nomination forms of his flag bearer and subsequently decide whether to accept him in the race or not. But the EC said it disagreed with the ruling, hence its decision to go to the Supreme Court. After the ruling, lawyer for the PPP's presidential candidate, Ayikwe Otu, briefed the media.
The decision is in favor of Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum. The Supreme Court has gone beyond that to say that all the other presidential candidates who actually gave their forms, presented them on the 29th and the 30th, should also be granted the opportunity so they make whatever corrections they can make between now and the close of day tomorrow. All the cases in the High Court are therefore stayed for the EC to make sure that indeed everybody complies with the law. She herself gives them the opportunity to make the necessary corrections.
The party was represented in court by the vice presidential candidate, Bridget Jogbanuku. The media waited outside with bated breath ahead of the ruling, as the conference room could only contain 18 people. Supporters of the PPP were not allowed into the immediate precincts of the court. However, they were in a jubilant mood throughout the proceedings. Emmanuel Amegashi, GBC24, Accra.
The CPP flag bearer, Mr. Ivor Greenstreet, ended his one-week campaign tour of the Greater Accra region with a call on the voters to vote the party into power to change their fortunes. Addressing party supporters at Ningo Prampram, Mr. Greenstreet said Ghanaians deserve better conditions than what is being offered by the NDC government.
Amid cheers and jubilation, traders at the Medina market, CPP loyalists and wishers welcomed the CPP flag bearer, Mr. Ivor Greenstreet, as he moved through the market to introduce himself to the people. Addressing party faithfuls at Ningo Program, Mr. Greenstreet said, in the past 24 years, successive governments have woefully failed to come out with practical solutions to the problem of joblessness in the country. They have also failed to create proper storage facilities for the fisher folk of Pram Pram. He said the 24 years of the NDC and the NPP have brought nothing to Ghanaians but untold hardship, and the real time for change is now.
For 24 years, for 24 good years, MPP, NDC, MPP, NDC, cold store cold store cold store Coastal Ejirawa. She 24 years. Otabie. Oha power. KMPP. KNDC. MPP. NDC. No finance. December 2016 elections. Here is the same. She arise for change. Arise for change. This December 2016, once more, Sankofa change.
He introduced the CPP parliamentary candidate, Mr. Frederick Mate, to the people. He mentions that a vote for the CPP parliamentary candidate would bring peace and justice to Ningo Pram.
Ke ota of peace and development and progress. Sane o fon Oshiki Odogba. For Oshiki, Keha Frederick Mate, MP Yabie.
Meanwhile, the CPP campaign team has started its 3-day tour of the eastern region and is expected to move to the 3 regions of the north.
The flag bearer of the Convention People's Party, Mr. Ivor Greenstreet, has begun his 3-day Eastern Regional campaign tour in the Sojaman district. At the campaign launch at Atimpoku, Mr. Greenstreet said a CPP government would harness the available wind in the mountainous area to produce over 9,000 megawatts of electricity to be added to the country's energy mix. That additional alternate power would help to mitigate the intermittent energy crisis in Ghana.
In the last 2 general elections, the overall performance of the Convention People's Party CPP in both the presidential and parliamentary elections has not been encouraging. The party also failed to capture any parliamentary seats in the eastern region. This time round, Team CPP has intensified its campaign to woo enough voters. At Paul through to Atimpoku, the campaign team distributed paraphernalia and flyers capturing their message of job creation, free education, special intervention programs for the physically challenged, among others. At Atimpoku, the flag bearer was met by jubilant party faithfuls. Some high-profile party members took turns to address supporters where they encouraged the electorate to give the CPP a chance in the upcoming polls to bring into fruition its Apanfoforo vision. Mr. Greenstreet gave a brief on how the party will revive the country's energy sector.
For the last few years, dumso has been our problem. And you know that from the north all the way to Ada, we have the Volta River. And all the way along this river, we have a mountain range, just like this mountain that you see there. And because of that, all over the world, the surface of the earth, we have wind. But the higher you go, the more wind there is. And when God has blessed you, as he has blessed Ghana with a natural geography, where for this 1,000 kilometers, we have all of this wind, it is our duty as human beings and citizens of this nature, of this land, to take advantage of this free gift of nature. Hey. And so, the Convention People's Party, all the way along this 1,000 kilometers, is going to install wind turbines, 9,900 of them, 300 meters triangular, 120 meters high, 85 meters in diameter. And if you reduce the amount of wind all along this 1,000 kilometer stretch to 66%, Ghana will be able to produce 9,000 megawatts of energy at all times.
The flag bearer also introduced a CPP's parliamentary candidate for the Esujaman district in the person of Madam Ivanana Ama Andofo. Madam Andofo is a physically challenged person and the party believes she has a lot in her to deliver.
Vice President Kwesi Arthur has inaugurated a 30-unit classroom block for the Keta Senior High Technical School in the Volta region. Mr. Emisa Arthur said the current infrastructural expansion in the educational sector is part of the government's ambition to make education more accessible to the citizens.
Keta Senior High Technical School was established 63 years ago with 22 students. Being one of the top-notch second-cycle institutions in the country, the school records high number of enrollments every academic year, placing a huge demand on facilities. The late President John Evans Atta Mills and a former foreign minister, Captain Kojo Chikata, took the initiative to expand facilities at the school to accommodate the teeming number of students. In honoring the two statesmen, the facilities have been named after them. The Captain Kojo Chikata Center for Educational Fulfillment and the Professor J.E.A. Mills Center for Educational Excellence. The headmaster of the school, Mr. D.K. Sedanu Kwao, said the gesture will propel the school to greater heights. Vice President Kwesi Arthur said the dynamics in today's world demands a better educational system to meet emerging challenges.
We are still in the process of expanding access so that everybody in Ghana can have education. With education, you can compete in the world. With education, especially if you can change the priorities in education from just humanities to technical and vocational, we have possibilities for expanding the economy of this country to an extent that we can't even imagine.
One of the four thematic areas of the NDC manifesto focuses on putting people first, and this, Mr. Emisa Arthur said, is a priority of the party in transforming lives and promoting social progress.
The ruling NDC has warned disgruntled parliamentary aspirants who lost the primaries and are going independent not to use the party's logo, colours or hide behind President Mahama's achievements to contest. Vice President Emisa Arthur issued the warning during a tour of the Western region upon observing that some independent candidates are riding on the back of President Mahama's infrastructural achievements.
The ruling NDC is largely visible on the grounds in the northern regions, where party loyalists are full of hope for an overwhelming first-round victory for the NDC in the 2016 elections. But, like any political party with vibrant internal democracy, the NDC has a number of disgruntled parliamentary aspirants who have gone independent upon losing the primaries. One of such constituencies is Savulugu, where the parliamentary candidate is facing a fellow comrade who has gone independent. Yet, some of the independent candidates are riding on the back of President Mahama's record and pictures. Vice President Kwesi Arthur said the party does not countenance such political dissidents who must learn to bid their time.
Yasi obi eko independent was Savulugu. Who say woman to NDC be win inti woman ko for obi some say NDC vote no yentie da to fiakwa bibi no a woman friend no skirt and blouse yempe o wonti me mfa obi picture no mfa John Mahama picture say toma John Mahama na toma me John Mahama dey say ni nua any alasan red wotoma John Mahama no ato ama alasan red inti ezu mo bia mbamba dadamu say wotoma John Mahama no ato ama me yenim independent yenim skirt and blouse yedim mane akatamanso.
Earlier, the vice president's campaign train stormed Bintiri, a predominantly farming Kokomba community. It was a joyous day for the chiefs and people who counted a chain of development projects delivered to them by the Mahama administration. Vice President Kwesi Mr. Arthur said, if elected, the next Mahama government would extend microcredit to farmers in the area, in addition to a farmer services center.
One dam, one villager. One country said the NDC under President John Dramani Mahama has already been constructing the dams in order to provide water for the people, for farming.
We are doing the road. We are doing some water projects. The school. And we promise that the nurse will come to the clinic.
Vice President and his entourage also made whistle stops in a number of villages along the corridor, including Kulimva.
Let me see by hand the people who are NDC here.
The team later called on the Gambagarana Yahya Wuni. The chiefs said, given the infrastructural benefits seen in Gambaga under the current administration, such as the health and educational facilities provided, as well as the support to inmates of the Gambaga witches camp, there was no need for the NDC to campaign in the area because the people would remain loyal to the party. Mr. Arthur addressed an enthusiastic crowd before proceeding to Langwisi. The people were full of gratitude for the upgrading of a local clinic to a polyclinic status, construction of the Wale Wale to Gambaga road, building of a community SHS at Lambwisi, among others, which have improved their living standards. Vice President Mr. Arthur asked the electorates to join the winning team, the NDC, which would continue to change lives and transform Ghana. Nto Bibini Nto, GBC24. Northern region.
The flag bearer of the new patriotic party, Nana Akufo-Addo, has promised to reduce taxes on small-scale businesses to as low as 3% if voted into power. According to him, this will promote small-scale businesses and make those in the sector financially sound. The flag bearer was speaking on the second day of his campaign tour of the Western region.
Campaigning in the Western region is very critical, especially at the time that the NPP is mapping out plans for victory in the December polls. In the 2012 presidential elections, the NDC had 582,193 votes, representing 54.42%, and the NPP had 488,517, representing 43.80% of the total votes cast in the Western region. But the NPP says this will not be repeated since it is ready to secure more than 75% of the votes this time. Nana Akufo-Addo first paid a courtesy call on the two paramount chiefs of the lower and upper Diskoff in the Ahanta West constituency. The two leaders, Nana Kwesi Ajiman and Obrimpong Hima Dichi, asked Nana Akufo-Addo to reconstruct their roads when voted to power. Nana Akufo-Addo outdoored Mr. Kojo Kumi as the NPP parliamentary candidate for the Ahanta West constituency. He later made a whistle stop at Aguna Ahanta, where he promised to build a sea defense wall in the area. In the Takrady constituency, Nana Akufo-Addo, the NPP parliamentary candidate, Mr. Kobi Otridako Mensah, and the campaign team sold their message of hope to the electorates at the Takrady Kokompe, a spare parts dealers hub, Frafra Lane, and New Takrady. At Kokompe, Mr. Lancherman told traders that the NPP government will outline new policies that will support young entrepreneurs to effectively own their businesses.
Apprentices, artisans, what's your man so? A company, you have a hostels, yes, I'm one, more so by your baby, what to have to do with your man, Yabaya. Some Pamo, yes, sir. I ask Kakakra, and here, and about two tools. One such will wash away one as in, and also come be as your papa, your discard, your daba, when you be more so, artisan with one start with.
Nana Akufo-Addo said creating more jobs for the people will be his priority.
Enterprises are going to grow up in Ghana, through Takoradi Energy Hub. GMPC won't handle. We want to relocate the headquarters of GMPC to the oil city of Ghana. One district, one factory, we're going to need welders, mechanics, fitters.
The New Patriotic Party, NPP, is calling on the Electoral Commission to furnish it with a certified and final list of the voters' register. At a news conference in Accra, the party's Director of Elections, Mr. Martin J. Mensah-Korsah, said information on constituencies presented to the party is incorrect.
As described in CI 94, the Electoral Commission must provide the full list of the voters' register to all political parties before elections. Despite several attempts, the NPP says it is yet to receive a hard copy, although other political parties have copies.
We had been told before delivery to us that they had had some technical challenges doing ours for us. And it so happens that even after the long delay, when we get it, 31 of 275 constituencies are corrupted, it cannot be opened. Other political parties whom we are engaged with in this contest, just some 29 days from now, have their copies, including our main opponent, and we don't have it. The EC is deliberately frustrating our program to thoroughly scrutinize the final voters register and the accompanying list before the election. We need to ascertain whether the right people needed to be on both the final register and the accompanying list are indeed those there, and also whether all the names on the various lists have been extracted from the final register to avoid a situation where names are repeated in the list and the final register.
There are a number of lists besides the voters register from which information is required to be entered onto the modified version of the statement of poll, otherwise known as pink sheets. The absentee voters list, transfer voters list, and the proxy voters list. The NPP insists that despite the fact that other political parties have received these other accompanying lists, they are yet to have a copy of their own.
So far, we have no idea how many people were purportedly registered abroad and who they are 29 days to the election. We took a daily count of proxy applications within the district offices of the Electoral Commission nationwide, and we can report that in all the 10 regions across the country, 378 people applied for proxies, which were successful. Meanwhile, available data, which has been pushed to the Electoral Commission's district offices as final proxy list, which the Commission has refused to serve as a major stakeholder, a major player, the New Patriotic Party, copies indicates that these figures have changed. The Electoral Commission has to, without any further delay, with 29 days into the election, give us copies of the approved final list, including the proxies, transferred, special, and absentee list.
The Director of Elections, NPP, Mr. Martin J. Mensah-Korsah, added that they are worried about the EC handling of voters register issues, describing it as a deliberate attempt to withhold the final list from the party. The party urged the Electoral Commission to be transparent, fair, and impartial in carrying out its constitutional duty. For GBC24, Shirley Bewa reporting.
And still on the campaign trail, as part of his campaign tour of the Ashanti region, President John Mahama embarked on a health walk in that part of the capital, Kumasi. The walk ended at Aswasi, a constituency that is supportive of the NDC in the Ashanti region. Napoleon Atukito reports.
This is Asawasi, a suburb of Kumasi. Part of the Ashanti regional campaign of the NDC took the form of a health walk. it was a campaign for votes. It was also to promote the sport and perhaps offer an evidence to the physical fitness of the flag bearer of the NDC. The walk started from the Asawasi post office through Asawasi main town, Menshia roundabout, Abu Abu station, and then back to the Asawasi post office for a rally.
NDC aban yimu yankase we mo anto amaye enti enye hwe wo ho we mo nto maye enti enye hwe wo ho se wo hwe mpuntu a ye de aba enfie nan ya Ghana ha afa na nyina obi anyanwe chefa Titru Ashanti region Titru if you say so hwe Ghana ha nyina Kumasi any the second largest city in Ghana if you say Obia Wagana ha Oba Kumasi bedidwa Enkrofo fi Cote d'Ivoire eba Kumasi Enkrofo fi Burkina Faso eba Kumasi dwaso Enkrofo fi Togo eba Kumasi dwaso Enti se siese dwana eyema Ghana eyema Kumasi eyema Asanteman Enti se ohwe mpunto a ya ye akwan a ya ye electricity ensio school adan ayaresabia
While the tradition in Ghana's Fourth Republic has seen all sitting presidents zoom into second terms, President Mahama said he was hopeful that he will be returned to office for reasons more than tradition. Napoleon Atukitu, Kumasi.
The Chief of Staff, Mr. Julius Deborah, has advised the youth in Ghana to be innovative in their various vocations of areas of specialty in order to create wealth for themselves and others. Speaking at the Jobs Summit in Ho, the Chief of Staff asked the youth to see self-employment as key to solving most of the unemployment challenges in the country. The Jobs Summit is an initiative of the Chief of Staff and is aimed at exposing the youth to emerging opportunities, especially in the areas of entrepreneurship.
Unemployment among the youth continues to be the bane of many governments across the globe. In recent years, governments in developing countries have renewed their commitment to addressing youth unemployment, which in effect is expected to reduce extreme poverty. That is also one of the Millennium Development Goals. The search for solution has led to an increase in demand for relevant information on how to address youth unemployment challenges. One such information is about how labor markets operate. The objective of the Jobs Summit, which was initiated by the Chief of Staff, was to showcase some major interventions of government in the area of infrastructure development to create the enabling environment for the growth of businesses, especially those in the private sector. Hundreds of young people from various tertiary and professional institutions, as well as final year senior high school students and other youth groups, had the opportunity to directly interact with the Chief of Staff and his team on what government has done in the area of job creation and the way forward. In an address, the Chief Executive of the Youth Enterprises Support, yes, Ms. Helga Bwedi, advised the youth to take advantage of programs like the Youth Employment Agency, MASLOC, skills training in vocational training institutions, other forms of financial support to help them engage in small and medium-scale businesses.
You believe in yourself is the first thing. You need to have the confidence, and above all, you need to have the passion. Because if you don't have the passion and you don't have the right mindset, all these agencies are there for you. You need to take charge of your destiny, but you need to take charge of your destiny in the right way. Because if you go to Maslow and you're telling them what they need to hear, they will support you or they won't. They will. Those who came to Yes did not have to come to Yes because they know somebody. If you go to gratis and you want an apprenticeship, it's about 2 years. But if you don't have the right mindset, you go today, you don't go tomorrow, you'll not be able to get the skills that you need.
A Deputy Communications Minister, Mr. Atusapon, said besides reviving defunct industries that are still viable, government intends to partner the private sector to establish more businesses, while the agriculture sector would also receive a major boost. The Chief of Staff, Mr. Julius Debra, took the participants through a process of how to explore entrepreneurial skills. He cited the success story of both local and international businessmen who started as ordinary people, in some cases as school dropouts, and yet took advantage of the varied opportunities available and today have become employers of hundreds of people in their chains of businesses.
Sometimes in difficult times, that is where you are able to really pull the real you and run with it. Government will open avenues, job opportunities will exist, but I'm also encouraging you that sometimes in times of adversity, they say, you need to be quite creative. When you start, then the question comes in, where do I get the support? That is where you go to institutions like Yes, Maslow, for them to help you with the basics.
The event, which was interspersed with choral music and motivational messages, inspired the youth who commended the Chief of Staff and other government officials, especially for their vision to build a Ghana with prospects for the future.
Well, in the next 30 minutes, the GBC encounter with the presidential candidates in the 2016 general elections will open with the independent candidate, Mr. Jacob Osei-Yeboah. Mr. Yeboah is making a second attempt to occupy the Flagstaff House. Tonight's event is seen as a critical step in the lead-up to a presidential debate, which will bring the candidates face-to-face on their policies in an election campaign that has pulled at the country's heartstrings for months. Already, the build-up to this program has been characterized by an intense campaign by the candidates as they seek to tip the election outcome in their direction. We take a break at this moment. Business is next. Please stay with us.
This election, this year 2016, it's about competency. It is about leadership. It has to do with the economy. It has to do with our finances as a nation. So which leader can bring together the people, can find the money, can find the support, can bring everybody together to work as a team so that we can bring about change that we need. So it's about choices. That is what this 2016 election is all about.
Hello again, my name is Morris Ogbete. Still News are live on GBC24. We talk business. The Association of Ghana Industries has adjudged the Pioneer Food Cannery as the best 2015 company of the year at the 5th AGI Industries Awards. Cargill Ghana Limited also took home the best environmental compliance award.
The Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, has instituted the AGI Ghana Industry Awards, GIA, to reward companies and industries in different areas of business performance. The Industry Awards is an AGI initiative that rewards and honors outstanding success in various areas of industry and innovation. The association awarded some companies who have performed well in the year under review. There were 7 award categories and 21 sector awards. The fastest growing company of the year award went to B5 Plus Steel Company Limited. Jospong Group of Companies won the Best Employer of the Year award, whilst Unilever Ghana received the Best Practices in Sustainable Manufacturing Company award. The Most Environmental Compliance award went to Cargill Ghana Limited. The Pioneer Food Cannery was adjudged the best company of the year in 2015. The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Abdul Nasiru Isahaku, urged the players in the industry to expand and export more of their goods to increase revenue and enhance the country's foreign exchange.
Over the past several months, a number of policy measures instituted have seen relative stability in the macroeconomic situation of the country. Further measures are being implemented to fully create a conducive business environment for industry to thrive, as well as achieving macroeconomic stability for the country. We are committed to creating a more sustainable environment for business growth and development.
The president of the Association of Ghana Industries, Mr. James Asarieje, charged the government to outline major fiscal policy reforms needed to make the industry more competitive.
Ask government to improve on the general economic outlook of the country. We also acknowledge the significant improvement in energy supply to Ghanaian businesses in general. The unreliable supply of electricity was the biggest challenge that confronted businesses last year. Hence, the improvement comes as a welcome development.
The general manager of the Pioneer Food Cannery, Mr. Nicole Elizabeth, said his company is poised to go beyond excellence and make it the best in the sub-region.
It's important for authorities, government, everybody to encourage exports.
It's the first time. 2 awards, 1 night. We thank AGI.
The award ceremony is an annual event. It is scheduled for November each year and marks the climax of the National Industrial Week celebration.
Now, one unique feature of the just ended 2016 Siao Arts and Craft exhibition in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso is the presence of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and the Forestry Commission. According to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Burkina Faso, being a landlocked country, import most of the goods through Tema Port, and that makes the country a partner, hence the participation in the Siao 2016 exhibition.
Siao 2016 started on 28th October through November 6, 2016. The 10-day arts and craft exhibition saw participants from all over West Africa and some parts of Asia. Ghana was one of the participatory countries, and at the Ghana Pavilion, products ranging from beads, batakari, Ghanaian African wear, crafts such as wood carving, traditional Ghanaian soap alata semina, ceramics among others were on display. As one would expect, an arts and crafts exhibition platform would be dominated by arts and crafts product. However, this year's exhibition had some unique representation from the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and the Forestry Commission of Ghana. According to these two institutions, such platforms present them with an opportunity to tell their story to the outside world.
Overloading on our roads is a thing of the past. So we take this opportunity also to educate them, for them to appreciate the fact that if they go to other ports and they have the liberty to overload in our ports, we are very sensitive to the load that they will take in order to protect our roads.
We've been educating them a lot about the kind of timber resource, timber species that we have, species that are good for products like this. Now we've been educating them on that, yes.
To the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, competition from Togo and Côte d'Ivoire makes it imperative for the authority to explain to landlocked countries such as Burkina Faso why Ghana should be preferred above the rest.
We take opportunity of such occasions to come and let the economic operators of Burkina Faso appreciate new developments taking place in the ports of Ghana, the modernization that is taking place, the quality of service that we offer them, the state-of-the-art equipment and craft that we keep procuring to facilitate our services, and how we put ourselves at their disposal to deal with their challenges and their problems when they come to Ghana, and how we take deep interest in the movement of their cargo right from the port up to the border. We secure their cargo and take interest and ensure that the cargoes arrive at their destination.
But the Forestry Commission says the expanded vision of the Commission includes value addition to Ghanaian wood and sees Burkina Faso as a good destination to showcase what Ghana has.
We also try as much as possible to encourage people to add value to our timber resource. So basically these products are from selected members of the Woodworkers Association of Ghana and that of the Furniture Products Association of Ghana. So all these items that you are seeing, we are trying to promote these products that are actually produced by these association members. So basically that's why we are actually supporting them to participate in this major international fair.
Until 2014, Ghana export was the most preferred by Burkina Faso, Niger and Mali, but now, with the introduction of the Axo load regime in Ghana, Ivory Coast and Togo are working hard to woo businesses from these landlocked countries. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority says, though Ghana is not a francophone country, services at its ports makes it easy and convenient for the landlocked countries to do business.
We go to the interbank market where the cedi depreciated 3 pesos against the pound sterling and stabilized against the US dollar. The pound sterling is selling at 4 cedis 97 pesos and the dollar 3 cedis 96 pesos. The euro is also going for 4 cedis 40 pesos. And that was business.
You're welcome back. Now we do some health news brought to you by FPAC. The Ghana Health Service has introduced a new vaccine into its routine national immunization exercise. The vaccine, known as Men-Afrivac, will be available at every health facility and administered to children who have reached 18 months old for protection against meningitis. Men-Afrivac will be administered as vaccination on the right upper arm of the child by trained health worker. This will be addition to the administering of the measles 2 vaccination. All these vaccines will be administered free of charge.
Inflammation of the covering of the brain and the spinal cord. Causes of the disease include bacteria, viruses, fungi and parasites, but the commonest is bacteria. Several different bacteria can cause meningitis, but it is the Neisseria meningitis that has the potential to cause large epidemic. It is often referred to as epidemic meningococcal disease or cerebrospinal meningitis. In order to build an immunity front, especially among children, the Ghana Health Services has introduced a new vaccine into the routine national immunization exercise. The vaccine, known as Men-Afrivac, will be available to every health facility and administered to children who have reached 18 months for protection against meningitis. At that age, Men-Afrivac will be administered as vaccination on the right upper arm of the child by a trained health worker. This will be in addition to the administering of the measles 2 vaccination. All these vaccines will be administered free of any charges. Addressing journalists in Kumasi, the Ashanti Regional Director of Health Services, Dr. Alexis Nangbe-Fuba, explained further why meningitis is classified as a seasonal disease.
Some germs can enter there and enter through your nose. The nerves that help you to breathe, they have openings here. That is why you use to smell food and other things. So when the weather is dry and those places get very dry and crack, then they open up. And these germs can float. Somebody can have it at the back of his or her throat and will cough out and it will float around. When you unfortunately breathe it in, it will pass from there straight into the brain.
The Deputy Regional Director of Health Service in charge of public health, Dr. Kwesi Yeboah Awudi, explained the rationale for the nationwide introduction of Men-Afrivac.
Just like all the other vaccines, Men-A vaccine is free. So, not because meningitis is that people will start doing anything. No. If anybody say you want to charge anything, let us know.
Now it's time for sports. Britain's Andy Murray celebrated his rise to world number 1 by beating American John Isner 6-3, 6-7, 6-4 to win his first Paris Masters title. The victory also brought Murray his 6th ATP title of a memorable 20.
And now to some entertainment news. Award-winning dancehall artist Stone Boy will headline the maiden edition of the Great Volta Carnival and Peace Concert. The carnival will take place on Saturday, the 26th of November this year in Ho.
The Great Volta Carnival and Peace Concert is an initiative of Global First and One Ghana. The Beam Nation icon will be supported by 2 female dancehall stars, Kaki and Ebony. The concert is aimed at celebrating the rich culture of the people of the Volta region, as well as drum home the message of peace before, during and after the December general elections. Launching the event, dancehall divas Kaki and Ebony said they will not disappoint.
Come and let's experience an atmosphere of peace, fun, love, and anything at all you can imagine.
Me myself, I'm an ambassador, and I want to urge all those who can to be here because it's going to be fun.
A member of the organizing team, Yaram Pofuankra, said peace is key for development.
Whether it's CPP or PPP or MPP or NDC, is still Ghana, so it's not do or die. It's an election. It's like a football match. You win, you draw, or you lose. In this case, the draw would be in the second round. But whatever happens, we have to be ambassadors to preach that message of peace.
The event has been fixed for Saturday, 26th of November this year in Ho.
That's all in the bulletin tonight. Most grateful for your time.
Thank you for watching.